and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Transport Fever, and we are following, as we start this episode, the last train I think I added to the routes, which is our food delivery train from our factory in Exeter off to one of our newest connected towns, Churchill. And as you can see, I think when we last left it at the end of the last episode, it was an 8 cargo train just picking up its first load. We've moved forward a few years and the food request and the production has ramped up a little bit, so it's now safely delivering 12 food to Churchill. One train though still quite slow, and as you can see, let me just pause that for a second, everything's going quite nicely here. That food's producing there. It's not putting a great deal out on the rail networks. Much more is still going to the very slow horse and cart delivery into Exeter, and I think that really is to do with the length of time, the frequency it takes for these trains to get up here and back. As you can see, our passengers are doing reasonably well as well. Certainly lots of passengers from Newbury to Coventry, and in Coventry it's a nice split between going up to Churchill here and going back to Newbury, so we could probably do with another train on there, I think, to cater for those networks. But what I plan to do today, and it's something I've been putting off for far too long, is this food distribution, more likely the farm sorry, I'm trying to get my words out straight, the farm produce distribution here. Initially, as you can see here from the remnants of the initial first couple of games, I had a station here which took the farm produce up to the factory in Exeter, then it came back and delivered it to Newbury. It was long and slow and it didn't really work, and I was losing money, so I rearranged it so we had trucks deliver the farm produce not just to this little station here, but all the way into Newbury to be picked up from here. So it's a nice straight run for the trains, relatively straight anyway, apart from the kinks in the line around the hills, from Newbury to Exeter and back again. So it's nice and easy, and that's quite profitable. But although there's lots of produce sort of being left here for the trucks, it's because they're so slow. It's not that the factories, or rather the farm, is producing too much. It's still on 100. We haven't had an upgrade in terms of the production count there since the game started, and I want to do that. I want to get more food out of the factory up in Exeter so we can start moving more produce around and get more towns developing and so on. Now, I've tried a few routes to get rail back into the farm here, a rail station directly to Newbury, going round, up, over and over, underneath, around this hill, and it's been a nightmare, very costly. None of the things I tried worked. So what I'm going to do is actually make use of this line I left here from my very first route. Now, why I didn't use that before was because I have to delete a field, and that incurs about a 200k cost when you delete one of these fields in Transport Fever, and that was a bit too much for me to bear with my limited resources at the time. But I think everything's moving along quite nicely now. I have some good sources of profit. I should be able to deal with that capital outlay in getting rid of that and dealing with this horrific slope going down here. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have, well, just to outline the route, it's going to go from the farm up to Exeter with the livestock or the grain, and come back to Newbury to deliver the food, which the trucks here will deliver internally to the town. It's going to go back from there to the farm and pick up more goods, more farm produce. So what we want, rather than spending out money on putting in another tunnel, I'll use this one. So what we want here is a nice bit of curvy track which joins these two together. Now the trains, because I'm driving on the left, as you will remember, the trains are coming up this way from Newbury, so it's a nice easy switch to put in here somewhere. That will do to go around here. Will it? Oh I've tried this a few times before I started the recording, and it took me about 4 attempts each time to get this to link up, but that's going quite nicely. It's a very slow bend, but that's fine, I think. At the moment, it's joining the tracks together. That will do. Okay, now what we want is, if you're going up there and going around there, I think we'll want a signal here, won't we? That's it. Just say the train. Yep, is going down there. We might want one further down. We'll play with that. There are signalling issues on this concept anyway. Right. Now the trick here is where to place the station. I want it to pick up from the farm directly rather than having it delivered by truck as it was in my first attempt. And to minimise the number of fields I'm going to have to delete, we're going to delete this field here coming out from under the tunnel, but the train station will actually be here, so I'm going to have to get rid of this road, which means getting these trucks out of the way. So we'll just move the game on a little bit so they move out of my immediate field of destruction, as it were. Come on boys, hurry along. Right, that'll do. Okay, so we're going to wipe out that. Don't need that. That's going to be on the way. And actually we can delete this as well. We're not going to need that because it will take farm produce directly from the farm. It won't need any trucks interceding in that. Okay, now let's get the cargo station. Now I would have thought initially putting in one of these sort of terminal stations here, but what I discovered, I've kind of played through this a little bit, is that there is a horrific slope going on here, and to get from the end of this track there, as it were, up to there ain't possible if I've got a long station there. I'm going to put in a fairly long station here because hopefully production here will go up dramatically, so we'll need more wagons on more trains, so I want a long station. So we're going to have to use one of these so there's more distance for the track to come down that slope. I should be able to put it in here somewhere. Well, that'll do nicely, and it picks up the stake. Oop, don't do that. There we go. The rotation keys, the N and the M, are very close to the B key, which is the bulldozer, which is not what I want to do. Okay, now will that line up actually? That's not bad, I think. Oh, I can make it really cheap. We're going to get rid of that truck stop anyway at some point because everything will go by rail. Oh, it needs to be two platforms I want there. Now, oh, that will do, I think. Right, that should give me plenty of track space. That's not signals I want, it's track. Take that up there and join. One field will be removed, which is fine. Look at that, 436k. Yeah, you can't really tell there because, yes. Okay, I'm going to need a lot more money. We might need more than another 500k to be honest to complete this job, but we will certainly because I'm spending most of it now. Right, that will do. Right, now this track will be a lot less because we've already deleted the field. Actually, I'll start it from here. We're going to leave the tunnel as a single track line, single track segment for the time being, because it is quite expensive to lay double track in the tunnel. And it's a nice little feature. I think that probably happens in real life, doesn't it? That tunnels are left as single line. Probably. So on these old historic routes like what this is. Right, look at that, I've run out of money already. Okay, so we're going to have trains actually coming in to pick up farm produce and go out. We're hopefully having quite a few here, which is why I'm double tracking all this. Now we've got two lines running here. Let's just bring the lines back up. We've got the Newbury grain and the farm produce. Where's the farm produce one gone? Oh, so it's right. Sorry, it's actually mixed in. You can't. For some reason, it's not showing the difference because you're showing the orange there, but you can tell down here. Yeah. So, what am I thinking? Yes. So the grain train, because the grain wagons can't pick up food, will go straight up and down to the farm. So we're going to need to divert that orange line down here. So we'll need this to be double tracked as well, I think. So again, let's just move that out. No, we need to actually get it connected so we can switch. Coming out of the tunnel. Too much curvature, because I haven't connected it properly. That's better. Yep, got a switch. Oh, actually, let's get more money before I run out again. Hopefully that will be enough. 9 million. I don't like having that much debt. It worries me. Okay, so the red line will actually go up from the farm, up here, up to Exeter, back down to Newbury, and then round here. So where do we want to double track to? Actually, we can probably double track as far as we can. So if we move that, actually, could we have these cross over? That might be good actually. Now the interesting thing is we've got this. Can I put? Oh, I can. Right. So when the grain track comes down here, it will cut across here and go. Okay, we'll do that. Right. I think that's okay. Actually, let's get the lines out of the way so I can actually see what we've got. Okay, that's actually. Let's make use. Okay. Oh, let's have 3 lines. Can I do 3? There we go. And we will have you coming down there. That's fine. And you. Oh, love it. Again, this is something we couldn't do in their first game, Train Fever, but we can here in Transport Fever, is have lines crossing like that. So it's going. So as it's coming down from Exeter, it will cross over that line. So there's no faffing around, sort of double having this line here being used in both up and down directions for certain routes. If you see what I mean. It's just, yeah, it'll hopefully become clear once I've got the routes too much slope. Okay, well that's going to have to be right. Actually, can we? Did I need to send that all the way up there? Can we actually? Can I get that? I can. That's nice. So when it's going up from the farm carrying the grain, or indeed the produce, or the livestock, it can carry straight. Oh, I like that. I like that. That works. Oh, that does work. That is so much more elegant than it was in Train Fever. It used to be a real pain trying to get trains across multiple lines. Okay, I only hope I can do the signalling to cater for that. Okay, right, where are we? Okay, so we've got track going up and down. We can get from Newbury round back there to the farm and then shoot them back up to Exeter and down again. Right, that makes sense. I think we need signals. I'm going to need a diamond here because we're certainly seeing as we've got 2 routes coming in, the grain and the farm produce coming in here. We could do with a diamond here, so we can make sure we use both platforms. Oh, that's it. That was good. I was worried there. You may remember from one of the earliest episodes, I spent hours trying to get a diamond on a slope. I imagine that is sloped. They let me do it first time. Thank you so much. Right, signal there, a signal there, so it waits before it goes into the platform if it's already occupied, and a release, as some people call it, there. So once it's out onto the main line, yeah, trains can move. I don't know. I'm not terribly good at explaining the logic of railway signalling, am I? No. Right, so that's fine there. Actually, we could have another release signal just so we can keep our trains moving along as swiftly as possible. So we'll have that there to stop, so if the tunnel's occupied it won't try and enter. We'll have one coming out there. Okay, what do we want here? We might want to because what I'm going to do is, as you can see, we've got a lot of produce sat here in the truck stop already, waiting to be picked up. So I'll leave the trucks there for a while, and I want. Sorry, that's not the point I'm making at all. What I want to do is try and get this farm produce taken out of Newbury up to the factory. I want to minimise my losses and make as much use of the produce I've got in place already waiting to be picked up as possible. Oh, right, for those trucks to work I need to put the road lines back in. Okay, so that's going to go up there. Oh, that's ugly. Oh, that is ugly. Can I? No. Can I make it a bit less? No, not quite. What if I do that? Okay, that's a little less ugly, but still not the prettiest junction. Right, can we get across here? Ooh, okay. Let's see if we can. Oh, we can! That was easy, straight across. It makes a bit of a bend in the track, I think, but it might be alright. Can we actually raise that up, make it a bridge? No. Oh, we can! Right. Does it needs to be quite a tall bridge though. I'd rather it wasn't quite so tall. And that's a wooden bridge. Ooh, 39k, that is quite expensive. What if I make it a stone bridge? Yeah, let's make it a stone bridge. No, actually, this route is not going to be used for much in the future. We're not going to have trucks ferrying produce. So, no, it needs to be cheap. So we'll put that in. Okay, that will do. Right, yes, because once the trucks have taken as much as they can really from the truck stop there, I'm going to wipe out all the truck route entirely. Too much. Too much. There's going to be a trifle a bit rude there for a second. Too much slope. Okay. Will that do? That will do. 93. Okay, that's... When I played through this sort of scenario once before, off camera as it were, and that actually cost more than 93. So that's I'm quite happy with that. That's still a vast amount of money for a bit of country track, which will become entirely redundant in a few years' time. Okay, so let's just check then our lines. So, okay, so the trucks can still get from the farm to Newbury. That's good. Our trains can go up and down. Right, well, actually, where are the trains? So what's this one here? So you're carrying food down to Newbury. That's fine, and you'll carry livestock back up. Okay. You're carrying livestock up there. That's okay, and you're coming down here for grain. I'd like to pick up some of this grain here, I think, So I'll leave that route in place. Now the farm produce route, this is the one that we can change. Can we change that now? Actually, let's get this train moving along. This one here, which one's that? That's you, isn't it? And once you've picked up that livestock, only 10, that's fine. Okay. Right, so what we need to do on these trucks here, I'm going to start selling them once they've delivered. We don't need so many. Okay. Did I just sell that? Well, one of them's for sale. Yeah, that's fine. Right. So you're going up there. You'll wait. Okay. Right. You're both going up to Exeter. Oh, that's fine. So what will happen? You're coming back to, oh, you're the train up there coming back. Right, so can we change this? So from Newbury Commerce Park, which is where they used to pick up their farm goods, we don't want to pick anything up from there particularly because we're delivering food. After that, you'll go to the farm here. Upper Newbury it's called it. Why is it called Upper Newbury? That's a horrible name. I'm going to change that in a moment. And you will pick up as much livestock there as you can. Okay. Right, that should work, I think. As you can see, it's using that cut across there, and it's double tracking nicely. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Right, so do we need to worry about that? What I'm as you can see, there's a fair amount of there should be more food coming into Newbury here. Hopefully, if these trains are delivering, well, I'm hoping more food will arrive, put it that way. So actually what we could do, some of these wagons which are in use here, you're not too old yet, we'll actually redeploy on the internal Newbury distribution network. Ah, right, there's some livestock already waiting at the farm. Oh, I was going to change the name of that, wasn't I? What's that one called? That's called Newbury Farm North. What we'll do, we'll call this one Newbury Farm Annex. It's about Annex, isn't it? That's what we will do. Right, so where are we? We've just turned a new year. Well, that's interesting. How much money did we lose? 883. That's quite a lot. Okay, I'm being charged 135k interest a year. Ouch. Okay, so still making some money. Is that the Churchill train? So it is. Still, that's full. Good. We might want to increase the consist on that. Well, still, most of the food's still going to there. Actually, what I could do here, I think we've got a new wagon type here. So details, horse wagon, auto replacement. Yes, we have. There's a new wagon type here. So currently we've got carrying a capacity of 4, speed of 9, and the new one goes at 12, carries 5. Right, that will do nicely, I think. How old are our vehicles? Oh, yeah, they are quite old. They could do with replacing. So we will do that. Okay, so we'll use that one. We'll make sure it's red, of course. Yeah, and what we can do here, I don't know when they introduced this. I think it's well, recently-ish. Anyway, replace now. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's just the one. This now. I want to replace them. Right, that's just the vehicle. I can replace that one now, but I can replace the whole set of vehicles on that line in one go. Replace now. Splendid. Yeah, so what this means is rather than wait for each of them to hit that sort of 100% age thing, like these have done here, I think there were a couple, weren't there? I'll cancel that for a second. Yeah, there are a couple which are a little bit newer, so they take a couple more years, but they start costing a lot of money now. So I'm happy to replace all of them as quickly as possible. So if I do that now, it does give me a warning. I don't know how new this is because there's been a big new patch, as you will recall, last month, which added some fun new things to the game. But I've not done replacing much, to be honest. Certainly not replace now. So this might have been there before, or it might be new. But either way, it's quite interesting. It tells you how much you're going to pay to replace all your vehicles. They're not replaced immediately as such. They're replaced as soon as they get to a stop. Just like they're replaced normally, to be honest, but as soon as they get to a stop, it won't wait for them to age up, which is what the replace now is all about. But it says I'm going to have to pay 100k in total, and the purchase costs exceed the sales profit, which is interesting because, as we can see, the vehicles are making profit, but it's not a vast amount of money. So I think that's just warning me that I might be spending more than is appropriate for this particular line. But to be honest, I'm not concerned. I'm hoping that being able to carry more and faster, they'll get rid of this backlog quicker and will make money anyway. So I'm happy to go ahead with that. So that will take those out and replace them ASAP. Oh, that's interesting. I've not seen it do that before. Oh, that's cool. So it shows you what the old one was and what. Oh, they're making such really nice. Some of them are quite small changes to the game, but they're adding that little extra sort of professionalism and just sort of information. These sort of games are all about information, and you need that to make the best use of them. And that's a really nice little touch. I appreciate that. I approve. Okay, so where's this grain train going? He's going back to Newbury. I'll let him do this for this run, and then I'll redirect him to go to the station here and pick up his grain directly from there. Okay, so what have we got? Our wagons are still carrying food. Can we go faster? We can't. Let's go faster. Right, we'll get rid of a few more of these wagons, I think. So you, we'll sell you. Turn right, that's it, go back to the depot. And you. Oh look, 512. I can repay some of that loan. It may mean I end up in the red at the end of the day, but I'm just cutting down on the interest, which is important to me. Okay, right. You. How old are you? Actually, we'll redeploy you again to the food line. And you. Sell you. So we're going to miss out on some profit from the truck stop here, but I'm not going to worry too much about that now. The trains should cope. Look at this, carrying full loads up to oh yes, he's presumably this one here, where is he? There, has picked up the livestock from this intermediate station here, delivered by the trucks. But he'll ignore what's at the station here and just power on up to Exeter. with it anyway. So we're just losing time, not produce. Okay, we'll get rid of you. Right, so how many carts? Still got 3 carts working, so we'll let them deliver and I'll delete those, and that'll be down to that line. Okay, right, so Newbury Grain, I think I can move, so we're not going to go there anymore. We're going to go, no, I need to add the station there, and we will fill up. Right. Actually, let's bring both those lines up into view. So yeah, the red line comes down here to deliver food to Newbury, it switches across here, and they're using both platforms, of course. Excellent. Right, and we're getting grain delivered now to the station because the train a grain train coming. We can probably actually fit another one in there, and we'll do that in due course. Okay. Right, I'm in the red. I'm not in the red, I'm in the green, the black. 110. Oh my goodness, last year we made a profit. Oh my goodness. Right. There, we just switched over into a new year in 74. 1874 that is. 300. Oh, I think this is going to work. Why didn't I do this before? Perhaps because I was too stingy on the loans. Right, this is working very nicely, I think. I think we are going to need more trains on here. Because the line, it's a long line, it should be able to cope with at least one more train on here. Perhaps a grain train, or maybe a mixed consist of grain and livestock, though those always were confusing in the past. But it might be able to deal with that. And there's still no sign of an upgrade in the farm produce, but hang on, let's get rid of these trucks. So we'll sell you. We'll sell you if I hit it right. There we go. And I think that will, yeah, I'm going to wipe that out. I think. No, we don't have any. Oh, we have got food. We've got 15 food arriving. I think we've got enough trucks actually on that line. Let's just check that line. And this is the internal delivery system for food in Newbury. Oh, we've got some very old trucks in there. Yeah, we could do with replacing those, I think. Though they are not profitable at all. Okay, well, what I'll do then, I think, is we'll take these, a couple of these oldest ones, and send you off to the depot for sale. And you, we'll sell you as well, actually. So we're down to 3 on there. Horse cart, horse. Oh, the horse cart is a new one, I think, isn't it? That's the bigger and faster. Well, it looks bigger there, doesn't it? But we'll see how that. We'll keep an eye on that. We might need to actually put more trucks on there. Shall I replace that one? Oh, let's do that. Again, it might work. It might work. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, he's done. I think, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. No, he's on the right track. That's fine. Let's. Oh yes, here you can see. Yeah, this is the sort of crossover switch we were talking about, kind of thing. When I was setting this up. So as you can see, this line here just goes straight across the up line and carries on down there. No intersection there, so we don't need to sort of wiggle our way across like we used to do in the old game. And this one, of course, just goes straight up there. That is so much neater. and causes so much fewer delays, I imagine. Right, now we ought to have a signal there, I think, seeing as we've got traffic crossover. That will do, I think. Don't think we need anywhere else here at the moment. Well, nothing's stopped, has it? Which is a good sign. 2020, you're carrying 19. Oh, you're carrying 19 food back. That's cool. So what's our food like up here? It's okay. Oh, that's good. Oh my god, excellent. That is a result I was looking to see. Okay, if we keep the deliveries up, if we keep everything moving along as it is now, we should see this food processor upgrade to 200 units in 6 months' time. So I'm going to need to deliver food to more places to cater for that, aren't I? Oh, more trains, more expense. Oh, and look at this. Oh, loads of stuff. What was the farm? And likewise the farm. Excellent. Is going to upgrade in 6 months' time. Oh, why didn't I do this before? This is so much better. Right. So shall we? Will this go over 500? I hope it will soon. And then I can repay that bit of a loan, and then I can finish this episode at the same level of loan as we started it, which was 8 million, I think. Oh no, it's going down. Actually, what I'll do is we're going to need a screenshot of something here, aren't we? So if we take out, what should we take out? We don't want the station. That's it. Take those out. Oh, we're missing the. Oh, that's interesting. That's the bus and tram stops. Oh right. Okay. I need a screenshot for this particular episode, don't I? It'd be nice if there were 2 trains in there. I like to have more than 1 train. Is there a passing train? Nah. Right out of luck. Okay, but I think this might work. Actually, if I can get the angles lined up. Yeah, I think we can probably extend those trains. Right, so we'll get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and I will have a very nice screenshot in a moment. But before we do that, I will say thank you very much for joining me for this particular episode. I hope you've enjoyed our little trip round. I don't like that screenshot. But hang on, what's that truck doing there? I thought I got rid of all those. Right, I will deal with him later. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this little episode of Transport Fever, and if you have, please leave us a like. Whatever, if you've thought something of it, any ideas, suggestions, critiques, more than welcome. I'd love to hear from you in the comment box below, and of course if you've not already done so, why not subscribe, and then you'll know as soon as I upload another video in this or any of my other Let's Play series. But for now, from Transport Fever, from me, Ajaxpost, until the next time, bye bye for now.